Hello and welcome to your Timeless Q series reading, where we take the concept of the symbolism of Q for wherever you are in either knowing a lot of information about it or no information at all. It is an intriguing subject for me as a not only a reader but a healer, to tap into this broad energy and to bring forth intuitive insights that I feel are wanting to be understood behind the Q phenomenon. And while I feel what I feel, I may trigger certain ideologies within you and whatever it is that you believe in or not, that you will be left to figure out whether or not you resonate with the messages that are being delivered. And in doing so, under the Q philosophies, please do understand certain conspiracy topics may be addressed, may come forth. And if you more or less are aware of the Great Awakening map, certain topics may come to the table, but please understand that I, as a reader, do not worship the map, because I've seen flaws within the map itself and am looking for ways to address the flaws by taking the time to have readings to see whether or not, in the age of cognitive dissonance, we can try to get closer to accepting information that may just be too impossible to believe in. So we need to get closer to a pathway as a collective to allow something other to be accepted. I think generally we're at that pace in the over systemic ways of how there is a division of what gets accepted and what does not get accepted. And in general, if you tap into the levels of esoteric knowledge, you may have gotten a feeling that things on the spectrum of God's love and God's light has won. And so God's light is collecting its people to portray its message. And this is the century that we're in, to usher forth the allowance that the children of said God source or God vibrancy can speak in their authentic behavior and be the symbolism needed to usher awareness in real time for people to be more content in allowing different belief structures that have been fought for, wars have been created around ideologies, religions have been indoctrinated in temples, synagogues, and wherever, for cultures of all different earth vibrational pockets to try to understand what it means to have a life in human form. And when you take this individualistic approach, and whether you morph tarot or you don't morph tarot within this journey, or you understand Reiki and you agree with it or believe in it or not, I'm the reader that happens to use tarot and Reiki to bring a political world force as a reckoning and a slap in the face by perhaps triggering emotions, remembrances, memories, ideologies, words, or emotions, whatever it is, to get you thinking. And as you're thinking, as you're feeling, as you're vibrating, that ownership of vibration belongs to you. That's why it's very imperative, not only with any reading that you go to or wherever you go to seek guidance, you really utilize that inner ingenuity that is organic into the organic unfoldings to humanity. that can really vibrate with you and for you to help you kind of get a hold of where you'd like to have some sort of control in your life, especially in moments where you think life comes in and is absolutely a shit show, right? And we utilize certain either people or in temples, institutions, synagogues, churches, wherever we may need to go to help satiate whatever it is that we're longing for in that moment, and ultimately be in a position of needing to survive. I'm getting, and the survival is going to hit really deeply and home, if it already hasn't in the last couple of years, because of COVID. All right. And there are, I as someone who is completely angry with certain ways that the system has tried to keep and to cover up a secret, in the way that it's known to kind of manipulate its words so that the people reading the words will kind of bypass the truth or bypass the idea that they got all that they needed and what was delivered was ultimately the truth and it's to be then accepted, right? Like, we're getting to a point in evolution of modern era where you must understand that to be of God's source is to not look at it from a masculine or even a feminine point of view. To not even look at it that it was a situation that is either based on having truths or not. It's to maybe just listen out to what is being said and to figure out the baseline of if you fucks with it or not. And if you don't fuck with it, don't fuck with it. If you fucks with it, then you fucks with it. It's very simple, but life has taught you to take the simplicity, what universe loves simplicity, because in the simplicity, you get to see how beautiful the complexities are, right? Because without the complexities, I mean, you can't see the beauty. And this is the age for it. Some of you know of it as the age of Aquarius. Some of you know it as the age of cognitive dissonance. Some of you know it as the age of Jesus Christ's resurrection. Some of you see it as the age of truth and disclosure. Some of you see this as the age of golden races. Some of you just are brand new earthlings. And you're like, whoa, this world is crazy. Get me back to where I come from. And the longing is deep, but the longing is deep because the longing is right here on earth vibration, of which we all share. All right, we have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Wands. So the battle of feminine and masculine energy to understand who you are as a person will help you identify the overall convoluted mess of information that's out there, for you to understand what can be utilized for yourself to prosper, to also see wherein you may need to prosper more, where you may need to learn to become more prosperous for yourself, and to really show up to the occasion and the possibility that there is information again out there that may move you to believe that it doesn't really make sense, but for some reason it offers an opportunity to latch on. I'm getting outer world experiences, outer body experiences, outer this world experiences, all right? And some of you are so hungry in your imaginations to finally have like an worldly experience here, a galactic experience, something where you know that of which it is you're thinking, experiencing, seeing, engaging. There's something else attached to that. There's an earth within an earth. There is a subject within a subject within a subject of discovery. There is conspiracies upon conspiracies that mostly will make you angry first, and then it will start making sense as they arrive. They're there, and it's a mess of an energy here. We have the Emperor, the Judgment card, as well as the Two of Swords energy. So right now, the information could be making you, again, very angry. It makes you angry because you don't want the world to behave in the way that it has, especially if this is new information coming across to you and you're like completely like, whoa, there's no way that the universe would allow this to happen. Well, here's the kicker. The universe is within people, right? So if we can accept that the universe is within people, there's a God walking amongst us who's in charge of all the things that there is to see. Whether you believe in one person being capable of all of this, I really don't give a shit. It's not the point, but it is the message. Because whatever it is that he or she is creating with all this, and all this is to our availability, well, aren't you sharing it to them? Aren't you walking on this world to be able to gain the beauty that it has to offer? The beauty that and the pain that it has to give? You're slowly starting to realize with also the information that I think that's coming to your way, if you're in the conspiracy theories here, is that, well, damn, humanity really done fucked up. Humanity is at fault in thinking that they can be God. And I think that by being God, they can beat the odds of what God has in place for all of humanity. It's fascinating to me to be able as a reader to get to a point now where I'm using the word God. Because for God's sake here, if you at all knew me on a private level, you would know that I cranked the lever so hard into saying that I do not believe in God. It does not make me an atheist, ladies and gentlemen, as like some of you are like, oh shit, I gotta go. I gotta get the fuck out of here. So go, it's okay. I'm not for you. It's fine. But don't let the judgments that are coming through your brain, through your triggering of emotions, because your body is going in protective mode for you, trickle over to disrespect and not accepting my experiences to allow me to be in this here and now in space with you. I think this is what we're learning on a human level, how to understand what it means to subjectify our thoughts and bring them forth into words, and understand what discernment and self-judgment is really supposed to be applied, especially in the enunciation of a general public reading. It is a difficult time out here for healers because everyone is tapping into seventh dimensional, or trying, because they know it exists, to tap into seventh dimensional healing and take seventh dimensional healing and manipulate it to work on all facets of life, while ignoring that there are traumas within the third dimension, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th dimension of human thought, all the way up to 24 here, because let's get fickle. But simultaneously we can be in control of knowing what vibrational light we're actually speaking of, because if we become endowed with our own self-worth of growing and evolution, we get to have a conversation with ether and learn the labels that she or it wants to give us the courage to believe in, so that we can fulfill the definition for the word. Instead of taking the word for the definition, become the definition. Whew. Q's conspiracies are generated to trigger your overall foresight. And to understand to have foresight is to not denounce yourself as psychic, medium, channeling, or whatever, to believe that there is a future, to believe that there isn't a future. Why be so hung up on something that you can't control anyway? You can control your right now, and then you can have thoughts. Some of you have seen things and don't want to say that you've seen things. You have felt things and don't want to say that you felt things. You don't want to say any of that, because saying any of that would be to admit that you are of something bigger. And to admit and be part of that conversation would mean you'd have to lose out on some form of integrity that you have trying to build for yourself. Because the universe is asking you to be still humbled in all of that which it is you're learning and expressing and feeling abundant and getting closer in discovery of who you are. It's like the Lion King. Remember, right? Remember, Simba. We have the Six of Cups, the Invocation, and Five of Cups. So some of you have a really difficult time in stepping into your healing journey because some of you feel completely disconnected. You've disconnected yourself either because you have vaccinated yourself here, all right? I'm sorry to say it, but I'm also not sorry to say it. Some of you feel disconnection because you have vaccinated yourself. It's not something that I'm saying because of any other reason but yes, to fucking trigger you, because it was a choice that you have to honor within yourself. Changes things. It changes things. Now your emotions are left, and I feel them. Are you responsible for that feeling? Yes. Honesty fucking blows and it hurts. Can we heal them? Yes, we can. Will it require work? Yes. But as much as you didn't want to work before, or you listened to the work before and you couldn't show up at the time of need, what makes you think that you're going to be accepted now that you're crying out, I need help and assistance in my time of need? So, to lessen the blow, you can call judgment between yourself and asking your higher self to communicate with you in ways that you will say to it, you'll surrender to all the phases it wants to express itself, so that you can learn to control that of which it is that you seek so much of. If you, however, do not want to seek to control it, then you must stop seeking it entirely, because you will get to a point where you will need to gain control with that which it is you are taking in. So pay mind to that as you move forward into allowing yourself to develop more insecurity, more security into what it is to be you. Because in that sensitivity of what is known and what is not known, what is secure and not secure about you, the universe has you protected. But the universe is split right now. It's split because there is a dark side of the world that has brought darkness to the world. And that world has completely been dissected from the ways of God's crystal consciousness. To understand that difference is to see the difference right here and right now. Whether it's in a small object in front of you in the very moment, or bigger objects when you go into different rabbit holes and get more and more and more and more information that you're putting onto yourself. Some of you don't even realize you're doing it, but it's going to bring good things, because I value changes. Five of Cups energy here. Especially if those changes are going to help establish credit to giving you more courage to stand up for the choices that you're making in life, even if those choices brought you into sectors of life where you reached a low. If you hear any background noises, there's a dog deep in a dream, huffing and puffing away. We have the Four of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, and the Star. To be of source is to not be hung up on labels and to justify those labels whether someone else agrees with how you use your words. If you think source is an apple, then you think source is an apple. If you think source is purple, then you think source is purple. If you think God is masculine, then you think God is masculine. If you think God is feminine, well then you, guess what? You're gonna think it's feminine. Do you really think that the universe that has 1,000 billions, trillions of examples of how life can be taken before the baby is born, how life can be taken after the baby is born, how life can be taken at a young age, an adolescent age, an old age? It can be a skinny body and live long and short. It can be a big body and live long and short. It can be a diseased body and live long and short. It can be a troublesome personality and live long and short. Do you really think that if we have all those expressions out there, that the universe truly has a leader that really gives a damn about what you do? Because if you do, if you feel it so deeply, then why is it that we cannot trust the very feeling within ourselves that gives us a yes and a no answer and stick with it? Because if we stuck with yes and we stuck with no because we knew what yes meant and we understood what no meant, we wouldn't be in a mess. But we are in a mess. And we're in a mess because we trust people, we trust ourselves, we don't have it figured out, and we have everything figured out. It's supposed to be a mess. So that when good things come that are glorifying of like, whoa, this mess is beautiful, we get to appreciate those moments. Because we don't appreciate any moment. We don't appreciate the moment in disaster, and we don't appreciate the moment of pursuit of happiness called joy. We don't appreciate them, because if we did appreciate them on the multi-connectivity here, we would not be in a position that we are to be as divided as we have been. But we are here. We are here at the division so that I can be on my side and say, I'm here. And you're going to be somewhere on your side and say, I am here. If I am here and you're there, I can say that we're connected. Why would I give a shit where you over there is, when I can feel in the invisible energy that you may still be around connecting with me right here and right now? Completely detached from knowing my favorite color, from knowing my political stance, from knowing my political struggles, my life struggles, my emotional struggles, me knowing your emotional struggles or lack thereof, me not knowing what you look like, who you are, how you vibrate, what you hate and what you don't hate, what you absolutely love, what you absolutely miss and what you need. Isn't it fascinating that through entertainment, we can really gain a better sense of who we are if we understood to take some element of how we can be trained by the very entertainment that's coming our way. Because I promise you, people have utilized entertainment to manipulate you. And as you dive deeper into conspiracy theories that you may or may not be going to do, you'll fall further and further into the Alice Wonderland of, seriously? this is what's going on out there. It's like the black market of the fucking universe. And you're like, excuse me? And then especially because it's the black market of the universe, you may not pay attention to it because it's just not the front line of the news. I don't know. You're going to have to figure out exactly where you're going to want to lie within the situation, because no matter what, since COVID has ushered us to go home, we've been needing to be on the treacherous to figure out that home means to visit the universal stars. Three of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Queen of Wands. Your it's gonna not make sense here, but your intuition is the loudest and the weakest right now. All right, it's the loudest in the universe, wanting to make it seem the most important thing that you ever need to catch your breath in. And it's the most weakest because I just don't think you understand what it means for the world to work around you based on your intuition. You can ignore the feeling of your intuition for the rest of your life. The universe doesn't care, because the universe will still supply you with things that you need to learn wherever you've put your elemental cap to fulfill and need to be able to learn how to fill it in. The universe is totally okay with putting you in a repetitive pattern because it doesn't need you to fulfill whatever else the universe has already. The universe has herself in check. It doesn't need you, but you are a part of the universe and said that you need something from the universe. So when you go back to the universe and you figure out that you are of earth vibrational universal light, who's the one responsible? You? Or the universal energetical energy that you don't have in the secure pocket of your being right now, because you have to morph your own acceptance of what could either be true or not true. Some of you don't even see this is the time to be alive. This is the time. And there's no one around to feel this energy, and it's sad. And it's saddening. It's saddening for the gods. It's saddening to see gods think they're gods, those who call themselves gods, and when it comes to mingling with the humans, they're all as fallen angels. Because what they done did is fuck up the ways that you now can trust your intuition. Which is reason why there has been a galactic war for all this time, just for the universe to get back to the organic ways to teach you, ladies and gentlemen, of human ways, not clone ways. I have given you the honor of an inner compass, inner fulfillment of destiny. It is not the universe's fault you're cutting the umbilical cord of sensation. It's not the universe's fault. It is time for the collective of humanity that has been searching for galactic acceptance and light and forgiveness and power to take responsibility for their actions for the thousands of years they have destroyed and fucked up the galactic equilibrium. All right, I'm going to leave the messages there for where they are. I hope that whatever brought you here, there was some sort of guidance here offered for you. Should you decide to want to work with me or want to reach out, please look at the information in the description box below. Either way, I wish that you have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in this ether of time and space. Take care.